What is going on? Welcome to Greggles TV Daily. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's first talk about some MagSafe accessories coming out for the Galaxy S26 series of devices. And you've got their magnetic carbon black for the S26 and S26 Plus. It should be a case. They get their clear case, which is transparent, S26, S26 Plus, S26 Ultra. And again, all of these have MagSafe or a MagSafe compatible. Samsung magnetic clear case, and that's for all three phones. They got the magnetic rugged clear case as well, and the magnetic silicon case. And then lastly, they have a dual magnet ring holder. And I am so looking forward to all of these MagSafe devices that they're putting out. Cases, the phone will have MagSafe built into it if you don't want to use a case, but they'll also come up with cases and, like I said, that ring holder as well. So very good news on that front. Now, what else do we got going on here? How about a camera? Are we going to see any camera upgrades on the S26 and S26 Plus or not? Well, it looks like Samsung has reportedly canceled a planned long overdue camera upgrade for the S26 and S26 Plus. The decision to forego the upgrade was allegedly made in the name of cutting costs. S26 is expected to reuse the same rear camera specs as it has since the S22, which is a 2022. That will be 50 megapixel main, 10 megapixel 3x telephoto, and the 12 megapixel ultra wide. It looks like Apple has influenced them in not changing the cameras. They were going to do it, and then Apple didn't raise their prices, it looks like. So Samsung reportedly decided to stick with their same cameras that they have for the last few years, and that way they can keep their prices more competitive with Apple's devices, especially on the 26 and 26 Plus. You know what? I mean, I say it quite a bit, you know, like even if they had upgraded the main camera to 100 megapixel and the telephoto or the ultra wide to 50 megapixel or whatever, would we have seen anything massively different? Yeah, you would have seen some difference for sure. Would it have been such an upgrade that, you know, you're going to feel like you're going to be completely left out? Probably not. Is it crazy that they've been keeping the same cameras for what's going to be 4 years? Yes, let's be honest. I mean, especially when you're, you know, upgrading these phones every single year and you're not changing the cameras, it is a bit of a disappointment, I've got to admit. But at the end of the day, they'll still probably come off as really good phones with really good cameras. Will they have the most updated, best cameras in the market? No, and they're not supposed to because they're not their best of the best. But yeah, it's kind of what we're looking at for that. Now, this story is really interesting. Has to do with Apple's impacting folding phone that's reportedly going to be released in 2026. This will be a competitor to the Galaxy Z Fold 7. And the global smartphone market in general is predicted to grow 30% year over year in 2026, which is a really big jump from the 6% forecast of the previous year. Apple is seeming like the catalyst to this big growth, largely attributed to the anticipated launch of their first foldable iPhone. In its first year, Apple is projected to capture over 22% of units and 34% of the total market share for foldables. So they're going to go from 0 reportedly up to 34% on that front. High price point on this of up to $2,400. By 2029, foldable phones are expected to represent over 10% of the total smartphone market. That's insane. I was predicting this years ago that it would be much faster. And then even earlier this year, I was like, nah, people aren't going to do it. With the Apple coming out, it's probably a written conclusion that it's going to happen that way. What I love about this is Apple just putting out a foldable phone. It puts more pressure on everybody else to do and put out their best devices even more so. It puts a lot more eyes on the foldable market. So even if someone is an iPhone user and then they like, oh, what's this folding phone that Samsung has? This looks cooler. It helps Samsung as well. Or maybe people don't like the Galaxy Z Fold and they're like, you know what, iPhone has a foldable phone. I'm going over that way as well. I would love to try this just to see how it's all about. See what they do in terms of multitasking, if they come out with some kind of desktop operating feature on here, if they come out with just different ways to use the device versus how they did on previous iPhones and iPads. There's a lot of interesting things on here that will come to fruition, and I'm very much looking forward to it. 2026, we're coming for you, baby. What do you guys think about an iPhone Fold? Do you think they need to do this? Do you think it's good for competition? What are your thoughts? Let me know. Have a great day, and we'll see you guys down the road. Peace!